What's one comeback you've used in life that was so smooth you still grin when you think back on it? Mine was during a breakup argument. In her fit of anger, she shouted at me I faked every single orgasm I had with you, to which I replied I was too busy enjoying my own to notice. The look of rage on her face that it was worth having her throw my PlayStation at me. Someone said I got a $2 hand job from your sister. I said she's charging $1 an inch now. Huh. Perfect. I only had $3 anyways, so you can afford 3 hand jobs. I was a witness to a murder in which I was one of the people that they tried to kill. Years later after it happened I get a call I needed to testify as they had caught the assholes. After several minutes of questioning they'd asked me what I was thinking after they shot at me, thinking to myself how you answer a blatantly obvious and ridiculous question. The only response I could come up with was it. The entire court started laughing, including not only every juror, but the defense attorney and the judge. Even the stenographer was laughing so hard she stopped typing. I'm fairly certain I'll never get another zinger like that again. Beautiful. Also, congrats on not being murdered. Congrats on not being murdered. I feel like that would be awesome on a cake. My friend broke up with his girlfriend, drunk at a party. She yelled at him for having a small dong. His counter? It would have been bigger if you ever got me hard. Instant classic. Flawless response. I don't know why, but I said the comeback in my head in Sterling Archer's voice. I read everything in Archer's voice. A female friend of mine and I got subs at Subway one afternoon. She went with one of the expensive dealies. She says, for $9, this better be an orgasm in my mouth. To which I replied I could have done that for $8. I will wait every day of my life for a girl to say that just so I could steal your line. Hell, I'd use it if a guy said it. Because, you know, dominance. I'm not gay for your dong or anything. Not mine, but my sister's. She was about 4 and wanting to play kitchen in her room. She grabbed some cereal boxes from the kitchen and put them in her room. My mother, in trying to explain why it wasn't acceptable, said the cereal will bring ants. Do you want ants in your room? My sister, not missing a beat, replied, do you want ants in your kitchen? This story still gets brought up at family gatherings 20+ years later. My friend was singing a Christmas carol in school once and this girl yelled, Christmas is over, to which he immediately replied, so's Halloween. Very nice. Golf clap. Throw away. Arguing with my ex's sister, she asked where do you get off? I said, all over your sister. Oh hell no. I love how I read this in the voice of a sassy black woman. I was conversing with a friend about video games in the school cafeteria when a loud, overweight girl starts, loudly, talking about how all guys who play video games are nerds. I shoot her a look and say I guess I'm a nerd. Then, she rolls her eyes and says tell me something I don't know, freak. Off the top of my head I reply salad tastes good. I work in a supplement store. One night, as I was nearing the end of my shift and getting tired of talking to people, a young guy and his buddy walk in, and the guy decides he's going to be Mr. Funny Man and make jokes about all the products. I hate when people do this, because A, the jokes are never funny, and B, I've heard them all before. So after humoring a few somewhat obnoxious quips from him, the guy grabs a fat burner off the shelf and holds it up at me. Ooh ah, look at this one. Hey, miss, is this gonna make me look way better? To which I replied, without missing a beat, I really hope so. His buddy and the other guys in the store just started cracking up. I hadn't meant to sound so bitchy, it just sort of came out that way. The best kind are the natural ones. Supplements, or comebacks? I never think of a comeback in time, so this was incredibly unusual for me. I'm standing outside a restaurant, waiting for friends to arrive. A guy walks up to me and asks, are you the valet? Me, grinning, what kind of car do you have? He laughed too. These exchanges are what makes it nice to be a social animal. Good luck with that, Mr. Poop Wink. I'm usually a SAP, but I was sitting in a coffee shop with some friends, plus a few people I didn't know. The girls in the group started talking about the types of guys they are into. This girl I just met said I don't know what it is, but I really love when guys are dongs to me. And before she could finish her next sentence, I say, holy, are you smell talking? Everyone looked at me like in complete shock, but the girl gave me a grin of approval. I was at a bar, at a table, with some friends. A group of women, looked to be in their early 50s, sitting at a nearby table, completely hammered, which normally wouldn't be an issue. Only these ladies were literally gutting younger women with insults as they passed by, trying to see how many they could make cry. After about an hour or so of this happening, these women start looking for men to take home. I know this because they were nice enough to announce it out loud to the entire bar. Every few minutes, one of the women, a blonde that happened to be the ringleader of this group, kept looking over at me, trying to capture my attention. Not being overly attracted to obnoxious, I ignore this woman, which only makes it worse, and only makes her more angry. So, she gets up and walks over to our table, tells me that she's going to the bathroom and that I better be there when she returns, because I'm going home with her. To which I say, it's not happening, but she ignores me and makes her way to the bathroom. On her way back, she walks past me and loudly exclaims "dong," so everyone at her table and my table can hear. To which I respond, "Oh mom, you know how you get after 2 drinks." She turned around, and I've rarely seen a woman so pissed off. She started screaming something I couldn't make out, which attracted the bouncer, who promptly kicked her out. Everyone clapped, and I drank the rest of the night for free. They were literally tearing open the young women and removing their entrails. Cougars are a vicious species. My mom called me a son of a bitch and I responded with "I know I am." My mom once called my brother a son of a bitch and I said, "Don't you talk about my mom like that." Lols. My dad called me a son of a bitch. I replied, "Well, that's not exactly my freaking fault now, is it?" Unbeknownst to me, my mom was standing behind me. Luckily, mom is cool as hell and we all burst out laughing. Fight was over and we ate dinner. My dad once got mad at the dog for chewing on a glove and called him a son of a bitch. Dog did not mind much. Shrugs, it's true. I used to work at this pizza joint that would stay open late on the weekends to hit the bar crowd. The pizza was New York style, so 18 pie was standard and slices were as big as your face. A pair of guys came in ordered a slice each of the meat lovers pizza, which came out to like $4.75 a slice. Now, I get it that one might find this pizza to be pricey, but the amount of toppings we put on it made up for that, so I thought. These guys began throwing a fit about it and we defended ourselves, saying that we didn't set the prices, and we're sorry, but that's how it is, we have to eat too. One of the guys looks at my coworker, who is a big overweight, and goes, "Well, you look like you're eating well," pays for the slice and sits down to eat it. 5 minutes later, I walk out with a slice for a different customer who asked to have his slice warmed in the oven, and as I turn around to go back behind the counter, those 2 guys are standing right in front of me and get all up in my face. The one guy from before goes, "We gonna leave our garbage on the table for yo ass to clean up, 'cause yo pizza is too expensive." I looked him right in the eyes and said, "You come rolling in here wearing your Dolce & Gabbana bullet sunglasses, ready to pay $8 for a shot of pucker, and you're going to complain about $5 pizza? Get the frick out of my restaurant." As I said that, the guy looks around the whole restaurant that is now staring at us, and starts doing the whole PSSHHPFFTTTPSSSHH bullet, and I go, "What the frick is your problem? You got a fricking leak, asshole? Get the frick out." And all of a sudden the whole restaurant erupted into a bunch of OOOH. Did I do him? SHHI in this thread TTN people were clapping. It was amazing. The owner always told the guys running the bar shift that they could say and do whatever they needed to in order to get someone to leave that was being rude or disorderly. I took that privilege very seriously. I was in middle school. This one guy, let's call him Ben, was bullying the fat kid in my grade in the locker room after our gym period. While everyone was changing, let's call the chubby guy Chris. What was strange was this bully was smaller than Chris, but still managed to push him around and make him feel like it. At one point he cornered Chris and just kept acting like he was about to take a swing at him, just waiting for Chris to wince or flinch. I was really annoyed at how little of a frick everyone was giving about this, so I went to the bully, who was my size, and just pushed him against the wall. He punched me on my arm and just said, "Frick off, Hindu guru. Your mother is a cunt." Honestly, I don't know how I thought of this, but I almost immediately responded saying, "Tell your mom to stop changing her lipstick. My dong is turning rainbow." 'Cause we were in middle school, everyone just went, "Oh." Ben just shut his ass up and went back to his locker. Haven't had a smooth comeback since. That was actually a good comeback for middle school. On a side note, was your dong actually turning rainbow? How many shades of lipstick did his mom own? With proper genital hygiene, this shouldn't be occurring. Hindu guru. Do you wash regularly? Hindu guru washes daily. Ben's mom just sucks a lot of dong. My name's Chris and I used that exact comeback once. Of course, I was never successfully bullied. The one time a kid tried bullying me in middle school, I taunted him into charging at me, sidestepped, and watched him crash into a wall. Walking home from high school in the summer, and some fat kid and his friend saw me from across the street. The fat kid yells, "You have huge tits," to which I responded, "Not as big as yours," and gave him a nice little smile and walked away as his friends laughed at him, smiley face. Reminds me of an experience I had in middle school, girls talking about boobs or something, near me and obnoxiously loud. One girl, "Go away, you wouldn't understand. You don't have any." Me, "Neither do you." Other, "Well endowed girl, high five." "Oh yeah? Well, the jerk store just called. They're all out of you. What's the difference? You're their all-time bestseller." Had about 13 shots of tequila at my mother's birthday party. A man that was interested in her showed up. He was a stereotypical redneck, very narrow-minded, conservative Republican, judgmental, stubbornly and willfully ignorant, falsely quoted the Bible, etc. Anyway, he made the mistake of talking to me. He kept boasting about how he's a proud redneck, but tried to tell me that there were classy rednecks and trashy breeds. My response was, "Oh, I wonder what's the difference between the two? Do the classy rednecks frame their Confederate flags instead of using them as curtains?" It was a fantastic night. I'm normally a very polite girl. And then he pulled out his shotgun. Exactly. And then said, "Nah, we can afford to load both barrels," and then switched the safety off and asked if I knew how to dance. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button and leave a comment which story you liked the most. Subscribe and hit the bell notification for updates on our latest videos. And don't forget to check the links in the description box for more awesome content.